with the UFC sale and Bellator just coming on strong, we're seeing incredible card after incredible card. The divisions in Bellator from 155 to 170 are monsters. 185, they're killers. But there is one guy that I think is the fan favorite in Bellator, and that is the caveman, David Rickels. I've got him on the show. I'm honored, man, to have you on. David, how are you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm absolutely excellent, man. Sitting here with my little caveman.
I see him.
And yeah, man, life's good. I get to fight people. I get to fist fight people in a cage for a living. So
yep.
Shit's awesome.
And it's like I told you, I said your bio for Twitter is perfect because you like to punch people in the face. And that's all you need to say. It gets right down to the point. Now, I got to ask you because Bellator is booming right now, especially your division is booming. And there's some really big fights to be made. And you're right there in the mix. And that's got to feel good. I mean, you've been working hard for a long time. How does that feel?
Man, it feels really good. You know, it'd feel a lot better if I was wearing a belt while I was talking to you right now. But yeah, that's hard work. I got to get there, man. And you know, I'm truly a believer that you know, Caveman will be holding the belt one of these days, man. I'm gonna bring it back to Derby, Kansas, little town called Derby, Kansas, man. And you know, that's been the dream from the beginning. So I only got one more thing to prove.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you something, David. To me, I believe it. You don't have to sell it to me. I believe it. And your last fight, which incredible performance, the ability to come with that walkout. You know, listen. You're a fan favorite, David, and the reason you are is because you entertain from the time they see your face until you're done beating on somebody and you come back out. You are an entertaining fighter, and that's, you know, not by design. That's just who you are. I mean, tell me that you're not the focus when you go to Christmas dinner somewhere. People don't look for Dave to do something.
Oh, yeah, man. You know, I'm always goofing off, and, you know, my favorite time of the year is always Halloween because, you know, I do it big, and I like to entertain, man. Like, I want to be the highlight of whatever event I'm at, and, you know, I'd be lying if I didn't like, you know, just eyes on me, man.
Yeah.
People, I was the class clown in high school, middle school, elementary school, all of school.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just fun, man. I like to make people laugh. I like people to have a good time when they're around me.
What was the walkout like? Because I had to watch it like 2 times to really see that, wow, that guy is holding his position forever. That was just the craziest walkout because it wasn't rehearsed. You didn't have people where you're like earlier in the day, okay, you guys, you're standing there.
Yeah, no, it was crazy, man, because you're exactly right, man. There was like no rehearsing except for me.
Yeah.
I was the only one who rehearsed anything. And then for all those people to get out there and nail it, like fans who, like we're talking like 20 plus fans who just happen to be right there in the picture, you know? So, yo, mad props to my Kansas people.
That's it. Yeah. That was incredible.
Yes, it's crazy. You know, one of the Bellator staff was like, Dave, he's like, you're the only fighter I know who wants to do this crazy shit right before they fist fight.
Yep. But that speaks to who you are, man, and it speaks to your character, and it also speaks to what I had told you before when I seen you inside the cage. You looked like you were having fun. And there's a big difference between someone fighting because it's their job and they like to fight and someone that gets in there and literally has a good time. And you project that from the time you come out of the tunnel until the time you go back in the tunnel. And as a fan, hats off to you, man. Nothing but respect. I love watching you compete. You are right there at the top. I mean, you are at the top. And it's one fight. That's it. One fight can change everything.
Right. And, you know, I definitely agree with you, man. Like, you know, I've been across the nation sparring the best of the best, UFC this, UFC, you know, the who's who.
Right.
Man. And I feel like I know where I kind of sit, and man, it's just it's rolling those fights together, man.
Yeah.
And building the momentum, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and taking it when you need it, So that's what I'm looking to do at 2017.
Yeah, and listen, momentum is a huge thing. Confidence is a huge thing. I mean, you don't have to look any further than, say, Ronda Rousey, or, there's a couple other people that really got through on confidence. And once that was gone, they struggled. So that momentum is huge. But the thing about you I love, Dave, is you come back in a fight, and let's look back at Patricky Pitbull fought on the card, right? And devastating shot. That's what he brings. You can bring the hands too, and let's not make any mistake about when you were fighting, you were throwing to knock him out cold, and that's what was going on. You're willing to stand in the pocket, but you're also a grinder, and you've got that ability to wear someone like Pitbull down. Is it possible that you guys are going to run into each other again real soon?
Man, I always hope so, man. Like, everybody's seen how hard I chased after Chandler for Chandler Rickels too.
Yeah.
And man, I just don't like losing, period. So, and especially, man, I just feel like, especially these, I feel like, I will say this, Chandler, even Patricky, like, my striking is better.
Yeah.
My all around game is better in my eyes, man. So, getting clipped and losing those fights really sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things that
we're fighting the best in the world.
Exactly.
Man. Like, that's the truth of the matter, man.
Yep.
And if I was to sit here and if there's 1 second that I sit here and I don't think that I can beat those dudes, then I don't deserve to be on that list.
Well, you can beat them, and that's why you're still there. That's why when you come back after a loss like that, full force. You didn't come back hesitant. You didn't come back looking like you had, any questions in your mind. You are a fighter. That's from your heart, and that's why you're able to do that. It's just natural, but you've got the skill. And at the end of the day, in my mind, I see an extremely well-rounded fighter. And that's something, is it tough once you knock somebody out a few times to go back to your wrestling?
Man, well, for me, my wrestling is almost non-existent. But, I've ended up in top position on a lot of fighters, man. Like, it's usually from them trying to wrestle me.
Well, that's what I was saying, Dave. I brought that up because you have more of a defense to wrestling than you have an offense to wrestling. So,
right.
And you want to bang it with these guys. You want to drag it out, make it dirty, and
let's go.
That's it. That's why the fans love you, and that's why you were able to pull off the best walkout in MMA history, as far as I'm concerned, because the fans were involved. And without the fans, we don't have the sport. Without the fighters, we don't have the sport. It's about bringing the fans and the fighters together. We got a sport then. And, man, don't we got a sport.
Dude, I don't know how you beat this sport, man. I think that, MMA is as new as it is, it's still growing. Like, it's still getting better. Like, we're finding ways to perfect it, make it better. And the real entertainers like myself are coming out. You know what I mean? The people that have the full package. Like, that's what a lot of these guys don't understand, is that this game really is a full package, man. You have to be able to fight, and you have to be able to entertain. Look how quick Conor McGregor made his way up in the game, and it's because he can do both.
Listen, you're talking about a man that in, I believe, 2012 was getting government assistance and has come from there to where he's at now. And the reason, in my opinion, he's able to do that and pull that off is because it's a natural thing for him. Just like what you do is natural. You don't have to think about it. It just happens. Yeah,
for sure. And I think I think you really hit the nail on the head, man. I think a lot of these guys just naturally don't have that ability, you know. Not everybody can spit the verbal warfare and all that shit. You know what I mean?
You see it,
like you said.
You feel it too. It's not genuine. You feel it. It's really pushed. I mean, I'll never forget.
Oh man,
Stephen Bauer.
They're so hard to watch.
I listen.
It's painful, man. Like
it is.
You just can tell that they don't really want to even be doing it. You know. So, something you said earlier, just like you can tell when Dave Rickels is out there having fun, man. And I can't name one time I didn't enjoy the whole damn experience.
Well, and that's it. Now, what do you got on your mind for the future? Because I know you want the belt. I know you want a title shot. And it's just the one fight away. It's just the one fight. Again, you don't know. I mean, it could be Patricky. Obviously, we want to see that Chandler. Those are fights that are never going to be the same. You cannot say Dave Rickels is going to lose that fight because it could have went the other way. Just that close. I mean, literally.
Yeah, man. I mean, the crazy thing about this game, man, is it's not like boxing where like Floyd Mayweather can go 49-0. Like, there's no fucking MMA fighter on this planet who can go 49-0 if they're actually fighting the best people. Yeah. Okay, this doesn't work that way. We fight with 4-ounce gloves, man. So there's a lot that could happen, dude. Yep. And dude, and especially when you fight the way that I fight, man. I've always said.
That's it.
I've just always felt that, like, I'd rather lose in a gunfight than have a boring ass fight where people booed me.
Well,
and that's like the worst feeling in the world.
You make fans, David, and your losses, you definitely made fans. And that, when I talk about consistency, I'm talking about getting in there and every time you're going to bring it. Every time this is a fight that's going to come down to, you're going to have to separate me from my consciousness to stop me. And we're going to keep going until I beat you and take your heart out of your body. And that's why the fans love you, man. So you do have the whole package. Any predictions, any call-outs, any shout-outs, anything like that, dude?
Man, there's a few people I want to scrap on the Bellator roster. Josh Koscheck, Josh Thompson. I wanted to, man, I just felt so bad after he just lost to Patricky. I don't even want to call him out, man, because he's a good-ass dude. He's honestly a good person. But Patricky, let's run it back, son. Let's go. Man, there's some fun fights at 170 too, man. Dude, I'd love to get in there with Paul Daly. I'd love to mix it up with Derek the Barbarian. Derek Anderson. Yeah. He moved up to 170. He's fighting MVP.
Yeah, wow.
Man, there's just so many damn fun fights, and that's why I told Rich Chow, man. I said, hey, let me in there, man. Let me in there with the tip of the top. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care if it's at 55 or 70. Let's go.
I will never compare another man to another man, but I will say this. There is someone else that will fight just like you, and it's Donald Cerrone in the UFC. And you to me, you're a totally different fighter, obviously, but you're just the same. You're willing to fight anybody from 55 to 70. How you're able to do the cut, I'm not even going to ask you, but it's incredible to see you be able to perform at both weights at the level that you do consistently. And I look forward to your next fight, and I look forward to seeing the caveman with the belt, man, because the second you do, Dan Cox is calling you to get you to come on the show and show that belt off.
Hell yeah, brother. I'd be happy to jump on anytime, man. We could talk before my next fight after I beat somebody up or whatever it may be. But, 2017, year of the caveman. I seen it on a fortune cookie once.
Then listen, I don't doubt you a bit. I don't doubt a word you say. And if you did see it on a fortune cookie, it's too bad you didn't save that, because that would be something real. That's your walkout ticket. You just hand that off.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
This was foretold a long time ago in a Chinese restaurant. So here you go.
It's in the cards, man.
David, thank you so much for coming on, man. I have nothing but respect for you as a fighter and as a man, as a father, and the fans love you, and it's awesome to have someone like you on the show to represent and let these guys know who you really are. And yeah, you do like to punch people in the face, and that's what we can look forward to.
Hats off to that, man. You hit it on the head again, man. Dave Rickels. I love my job, man. I love what I do, and I'm truly. People oversay this shit, but I am blessed.
Man. Yeah. Hey, listen, I feel exactly the same. I will end it on this. The people that always said that they were doing their passion and their job was their passion and they just were so happy and lucky, I didn't think that it existed. It really does. And I'm living that. And I get to speak with athletes like yourself that are entertaining everybody in the sport that's growing faster than any other in history that I know of. So it's my honor, man. Thank you so much, David. So, hey, for Fight TV, for Modern Pugilist Entertainment, for the caveman, David Rickels, I'm Dan Cox. We'll see you next time.